strait is open. A lot of boats are coming through. People aren't reporting that. And we are getting a lot of oil out.
Is the United States secretly keeping the world's most important oil choke point alive by secretly frisking millions of barrels from Strait of Hormuz? According to an Axios report, the U.S. military has quietly established a shipping corridor through the Strait of Hormuz, allowing millions of barrels of oil to leave the Persian Gulf every day despite the ongoing Iran war. The operation has reportedly been running for several weeks, and it comes at a time when the wider conflict between Washington and Tehran remains stuck in a dangerous stalemate. So what exactly is happening inside the Strait of Hormuz? According to two U.S. officials cited by Axios, American forces are guiding oil tankers through a southern channel running along Oman's coast. Around 15 to 20 tankers are reportedly entering and leaving the strait every night under U.S. military guidance. The operation is not simply about escorting tankers loaded with crude. Empty tankers are also being guided from the Arabian Sea through the strait and into Gulf ports. There, they can collect oil before making the journey back through Hormuz. The tankers are reportedly organized into scheduled inbound and outbound convoys. And that means the United States is effectively creating a protected traffic system through one of the most dangerous waterways in the world. The scale is enormous. U.S. officials say around 10 million barrels of oil are now leaving the Gulf every day. That is roughly half the volume seen before the war. And on some days, the flow has reportedly reached between 15 and 20 million barrels. So while Hormuz is nowhere near operating normally, oil is still moving. And that matters far beyond the Middle East. According to U.S. officials, the operation was made possible after a 2-week American military campaign damaged Iranian radar and maritime surveillance systems. Those attacks reportedly reduced Iran's ability to monitor traffic moving through the southern channel. Iranian forces are now said to rely on a limited number of restored radar systems, along with observers operating from small Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps boats. But Tehran has not simply stood aside. Iranian forces have reportedly launched attacks towards suspected shipping routes, and U.S. forces have intercepted missiles and drones aimed at or near shipping traffic. That means every tanker crossing Hormuz is potentially moving through a military danger zone. The operation also gives President Donald Trump another argument to support his claim that the waterway remains open. Trump has said there is a tremendous amount of oil coming through the Strait of Hormuz. He has also claimed that the United States has total control of the strategic waterway. But Iran strongly disputes that narrative. Tehran maintains that the strait remains effectively blocked or heavily restricted, and the numbers show why the debate exists. Before the war, Hormuz handled enormous volumes of commercial shipping every day. Now, traffic remains dramatically lower. Reuters reported that only 6 commodity vessels crossed the strait on one day, a fraction of normal activity. So technically, ships are getting through. But commercially, Hormuz is nowhere close to business as usual. The question is, how long can the United States maintain it? The Iran war has already placed enormous demands on American military resources. U.S. forces are simultaneously defending bases, intercepting missiles and drones, protecting commercial shipping, and maintaining pressure on Iranian military infrastructure. And every additional mission requires aircraft, warships, air defense systems, intelligence assets, and personnel. There is also the risk of escalation. If Iranian forces deliberately attack a tanker traveling under U.S. military protection, Washington could face pressure to respond. That could trigger another round of strikes, and suddenly, an operation designed to keep oil flowing could become another flashpoint in the war. The president has already ruled out extending the fragile 60-day ceasefire arrangement with Iran. At the same time, he has said Washington is not currently negotiating with Tehran, and the Strait of Hormuz sits at the center of that crisis.
Well, we have things that we could sanction. We have very draconian sanctions, and We'll see what happens. Right now, the strait is open. A lot of boats are coming through. People aren't reporting that, and that may slow down a little bit at some point. But right now, a lot of boats are coming through. The naval blockade has been extremely effective. Literally while it's up, and that's been for quite a while, except for a couple of little pauses where we opened it purposely with a deal. But the deal didn't terminate, the deal didn't turn out to be what they said, when they tell us one thing and they do another. But the blockade has been 100% successful. No boats have gotten into Iran, but they are getting in for other places. But we'll see. We're going to see what happens. It'll either be extremely good and oil prices are going to drop like a rock, or we'll continue to do exactly what we're doing. They were talking about $350 a barrel, and it's today 84, 85. And we are getting a lot of oil out. But the other thing that's happened is people have found other alternatives, which they never thought about. Texas, Alaska, Louisiana, and other places. In addition, a lot of pipelines, record numbers of pipelines are being built. So I think the Hormuz Strait's not going to be quite as important as it was in the past.
For decades, the Strait has been a symbol of Iran's ability to threaten global energy supplies, because the Strait of Hormuz is one of the world's most important energy choke points. Roughly 1/5 of global oil consumption is linked to the waterway, and huge quantities of liquefied natural gas move through it as well. Any prolonged disruption could therefore send shockwaves through global energy markets. Fuel prices could rise, shipping costs could surge, and countries heavily dependent on Gulf energy could face serious economic pressure. Because this is no longer simply about Iran and the United States. It is about the global economy. Every barrel that gets through helps ease pressure on energy markets. Every tanker that turns around adds another layer of uncertainty. And every missile or drone launched toward the shipping corridor could potentially push the region closer to another escalation. For now, the American operation appears to be keeping the oil flowing. But Hormuz remains far from normal. And as long as the Iran war continues, the world will be watching this narrow waterway, waiting to see whether it remains an economic lifeline or becomes the next major battlefield.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.